Yesterday, October 7th, the Supreme Court held oral arguments in a case called Childs v. Salazar. In the case, a Christian therapist argued that the Constitution protects her right to engage in the dangerous practice of conversion therapy. Conversion therapy refers to efforts by a therapist to change the gender identity or sexual orientation of their client. It doesn't work, but it can succeed in forcing a person to pretend that they're straight or cisgender. The desire among conservatives to eliminate queer folks has led them to embrace the false idea that a person can be changed into something their religion approves of. Sometimes young gay or trans Christians are themselves convinced that conversion therapy can work for them, causing them to seek out a practice that will damage their self-esteem, their trust in others, their faith in God, and their family relationships. Crucially, the harm of conversion therapy persists regardless of the methods used by the therapist. While some practices, like electric shocks on patients' genitals and forced nakedness, are more shocking and repellent, they were developed by conversion therapists out of desperation because it's impossible to change a person's sexual orientation or gender identity. Lying to a patient that change is possible is ultimately just as harmful due to the shame and the guilt that patients experience when their efforts to change their basic nature fails repeatedly. For patients who are told that prayer can cause an orientation change, their faith in God is shaken when no change happens. Many conversion therapy survivors say they became atheists specifically due to this disruption. Decades of research has shown the harm conversion therapy presents to patients, which has led to widespread bans on the practice in the US and beyond. However, the High Court seems poised to overturn those laws. The conservative-dominated court views the therapy not as a harmful, abusive treatment whose failure is certain, but as a protected speech that just happens to occur in a therapist's office. While a final decision from the court is unlikely to be seen for months, the tone of the justices' questions telegraph that this is once again a case where a conservative outcome will be created by the conservative justices, regardless of the Constitution and regardless of the harm that will come to those subjected to the barbaric practice. At Assigned Media, we're dedicated to exposing the truth of harmful practices like conversion therapy. Now, more than ever, it is important to have sources of news the queer community can trust, and we're here to provide that service. But we can't do it alone. Please consider supporting us if you can at assignedmedia.org, and please share this video.